Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is still currently in theaters as of September 2023. However, is it still worth a watch in theaters, or are you better off waiting for it to hit streaming services in the comfort of your home, eating your own pizza rather than sneaking in pizza into the theaters? Because I don't even know how that would work. So you know what? Don't even go to the theaters at this point, because apparently, as of yesterday, this movie is now streaming on Paramount Plus. So if you are subscribed to Paramount Plus, watch this at home, enjoy your pizza. I know that's what I'm gonna do. But I did already watch this in theaters, and not sure if you guys know this, but this is the 7th theatrical release for a Ninja Turtles movie, which is very impressive since the franchise is still flourishing from the first comic books back in the 1980s. This new animated story follows the 4 teenage brothers of Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo. And you can't forget their father, Master Splinter, voiced by the legendary actor Jackie Chan. And as the common storyline, they always clash ideas between the lifestyles they should be living. It's the standard plot of how the teenagers want to live amongst the humans and go to school with the kids their age, but their father, Master Splinter, wants to keep them protected underground in the sewers since he has negative experiences with the humans and does not trust them. The plot does expand a little more with the villains of this film, which goes with the title of the movie, Mutant Mayhem, because that's exactly what you get throughout the movie. The Turtles and Master Splinter are not the only mutants in the world, since we are now introduced to a gang of other creatures led by Superfly, who is voiced by the iconic rapper and actor Ice Cube. Superfly has a goal of converting all animals into mutants. This way the world could be one as he views it, and the humans would then be their servants as the inferior species. The fate of the world now lies in the hands of 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as they decide if the humans who fear them are worth saving. So now my first tubular reason has to be the obvious, which is the casting of the voice actors for not only the Ninja Turtles, but as a whole. This probably has to be the first adaptation of the franchise where they have actual teenage kids casted to voice the Turtles, and as a fan, it's much appreciated since they are literally teenagers, whereas every other movie and show it sounds like young adult men voicing these characters. But besides that, even if they did sound young, you could just tell this version is different because the actors had great relatable chemistry, as if they were just simply hanging out with your friends as teens acting crazy. Seth Rogen, who produced the movie, was intentional with this, and he even put them in the same room to straight up ad-lib and freestyle an entire scene. If you watch the movie, this was the scene where they were talking about random New York slang for about 5 minutes straight, and that scene was so damn funny you almost couldn't believe what was happening since it felt so random yet genuine. I thought these kid actors did such a wonderful job, so major congrats to them. And if they do come out with a sequel, I really hope they get casted again, because just hearing their voices and seeing how they interact, it's obvious they have such great chemistry and it's so authentic. But now as for the rest of the cast, I also have to give my props to them despite how many lines they had. I'm sure for an actor it's obvious that you want to get as many lines as you can for a project, but I think when it comes to an iconic brand or franchise, or even being a part of a certain director such as Oppenheimer, as an actor, no matter the lines you get, you're just proud and want to be part of that film and part of that project. I mean, just look at this amazing cast of actors. I thought it was a good variety since all of their voices are so distinct and different, so as you're listening, you could definitely hear who is who, even if you're not aware beforehand. But one person who I had no idea it was while watching had to be the rapper Post Malone, since apparently he voiced this random ass mutant who mainly sings whenever he talks, and he went by the name of Ray Fillet. This character was so random but blended perfectly with all the chaos that was happening on screen, and I just thought that the singing was hilarious since I also randomly sing whenever I'm talking. I mean, can anyone else relate? I know me and Ray can't be the only ones. I also really appreciated how the Teenage Turtles used our modern technology like in our real world, such as using smartphones and the social media apps such as YouTube and TikTok. And I have to give a shout out to the diversity switch up, if that's what you want to call it, of the character April O'Neil, because I was not expecting this new version of April O'Neil from what we usually get, but it's actually voiced by Ayo Edebiri, and I thought it was a good switch up. And switch up in regards to this new version of New York City and the Turtles. And what I mean by that leads me to my second tubular reason, which is the obvious again, and it's this new and an innovative art style. This type of art had to be inspired by the recent Spider-Verse movies, and I'm sure you've heard that before if you watched other reviews. But I'm saying, if you watch this, it's just something we never seen before. I really enjoyed this new style. However, I did find it very sloppy for the most part, but that's just the whole point of the new art style. It's meant to be ever moving and vibrant and gritty, and I thought that this was a good look for that feeling of New York City that they were trying to capture. To me, it looked like someone was using crayons for about an hour and a half straight, and I thought it was very fun, although a little distracting at first. But this is exactly how I felt after watching the first Spider-Verse movie. However, when I watched the sequel that just released on Blu-ray, I absolutely fell in love with it. So I'm assuming with new art such as this, it does take time if you're someone like me. I did find the head shapes for some characters to also be a little strange, but I totally get that this was the purpose behind this type of style that they were displaying for us, which I was fine by the end of the movie. And for the record, I'm not a huge devoted fan of the Ninja Turtles franchise, but if there is a new show, I try to watch a few episodes, and if there's a new movie, I most definitely watch the movie, so don't get me wrong. But when it comes to the stories and the lore of the franchise as a whole, I'm just personally not as educated as some other big fans may be, because I do see online that they are upset in regards to some of the changes that have been made to the story in regards to this new movie. So with all that being said, I was okay with the story and characters, and I absolutely loved the hilarious voice acting, and do think this artwork was very fun and innovative despite my initial reaction to it. The runtime was good with being under 2 hours, plus the soundtrack was also a blast to listen to, and I do think that there were good lessons that each of the Ninja Turtles had to overcome from each of their different struggles. And even though the hardcore fans may have felt indifferent towards this new film, I think we could all agree it was a fun time for kids and new and familiar fans of the franchise such as myself.
Post Malone is Ray Fillet. Pretty good.
A vibrating for this channel simply means that it was a good movie, I had a good time, and going into this I was skeptical, right? Because it is produced by Seth Rogen, which feels so random, so it could have went either way. But for me, I'd give it a B rating, about an 8 out of 10. And to answer my initial question, since it's on Paramount Plus already, if you got Paramount Plus, like I said, stay at home, eat your pizza, watch it at home. But I did want to show off the movie poster I got on opening night, which was like a month ago, whenever this came out. So this is the poster, if you haven't seen this already. This poster, a little disappointing in my opinion, because we're talking about the Ninja Turtles, right? So obviously they love pizza. But I thought that this poster could have been a little bit more epic, them flying around doing crazy stunts or whatever. But it's cool for now, right? It's simple. I get the pizza. Let me know what you guys think. But what's cooler than the poster is that they also gave you this comic book. Now, going into this, it's not even really a comic book. It's more of a collection of all the comic book covers from the past. So I'm not sure if you're getting any good looks at this. Hopefully there's no glare. But something like this is a collectible item. They talk about it briefly at the beginning. You can see all this reading there, but otherwise, something like this. I mean, something cool to look. I might do a separate video going page by page. And I hope this video was fun. I hope it was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking it. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. This way you can stay updated with more fun reviews uploaded weekly. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.